Good mythical morning. I'm not going to waste anyone's time here. Let's jump straight into it. Gen 1. Um, I would say Bulbasaur. Oh yeah, by the way, so this includes all of their evolutions. It's not just their first form, but their first form represents them. It's their whole line. So Gen 1 is pretty mid, I'm going to be honest. I think it's pretty cool. Charizard has 2 Megas, which is pretty good. But other than that, I think he's super iconic. He has, like, I'll get into it later, but he's one of the most iconic mons just ever. So I think S would be what most people put him at. But I'm being honest, I'm never really a huge fan. Maybe it's because he's just so iconic that he's just kind of lame to me. I do think that that one Mega where he turns black, that sounds, okay, I could have phrased that better, but I think that's pretty cool. So for him, I would honestly kind of put him at B. Now Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur's probably my favorite of the Gen 1s. I think Venusaur is super cool, some grass toad. All of their mid-evolutions are kind of lame. But that's just a problem that the franchise has had forever. Bulbasaur, I think Venusaur is really cool. Mega Venusaur is okay. But I love the design of just Bulbasaur too. So, way better than these two in my opinion. Blastoise, I love Mega Blastoise. I think that's super cool. Blastoise in general is pretty cool. They're all just base type. Is Charizard only one type? No, Charizard is dual typed. Okay, I didn't know that. Oh, Gen 2. Oh yeah, also I can move around any of this stuff anytime I want. So these aren't necessarily the permanent places. But Gen 2. In my opinion, the Gen 2 starters probably the weakest in the whole franchise. I just don't really like any of them. The worst one being Chikorita. Chikorita is so lame. I'm sorry. First off, I'm tired of the pure typings. I generally just don't like the pure typing. I think it's pretty lame. Especially, but I guess at the beginning, no, because if they did Charizard or Fire Flying, they could have done with the other ones. Chikorita is just super lame, just a pure grass thing, just grows bigger. Don't really think it's anything cool. Cyndaquil, okay, I like Cyndaquil's first evolution. I think it's cute, I think it's cool. But this, it's just him but bigger. It's just so lame to me, and it's pure fire, it's just so lame. It's such a nothing design. So for that, I'll put him at C. It's not as bad as Chikorita. Totodile is the best of the bunch, but even then, it's pretty just a water alligator, not really cool to be honest. So high C. Gen 3. This one's changed a lot. When I was younger, I'd always pick Mudkip going through Emerald. But once I did Oraz, I chose Trico for the first time. And that made me hard vibe with him. Trico originally was probably one of my least favorite starters ever, actually. This is really biased. This whole list is biased. It doesn't matter. Okay, yeah, no, you cannot tell me that Mega Sceptile isn't badass. Look at this. Damn. Dude's got a whole Christmas tree growing on him. Ooh, Mega Blaziken looks really cool too. And Swampert. They all kind of look pretty cool. I think for now, Trico goes high B. No, I like Trico more than Squirtle. I could do like that. I might like him more than Bulbasaur. I do like him more than Bulbasaur. Blaziken, okay. Normally, I would have put Blaziken super high, but I had a discussion about this with one of my friends the other day, and he kind of soured my opinions of Blaziken. So like the Mega looks super cool. I've already looked at that, but I always thought Blaziken looked super cool. But then he started showing me images of Blaziken that made me start thinking, damn, this guy does just look really weird. Like, he's cool. But where's the fire? I don't know. He's the first firefighting. And I've grown to hate firefighting. But with Blaziken, I wasn't tired of it yet. So I don't know if I can fault him for it, because he was the first. Because it's not really his fault. Torchic is cool. I like little fire chicken. It's probably, I like it. It's cooler than Charmander. I'm sorry. God. Better than Totodile and Cyndaquil for Charmander. Is it better than Squirtle? Yeah, actually. Oh wait, this isn't even just the first tier. So if I do Blaziken, like, do I like Blaziken more than Venusaur? Actually, you know what? I think I kind of do. Mudkip Swampert used to be my favorite. Put him like here now. No. Yeah, man, Gen 3 kind of had bangers. Now, you know what else had bangers? Gen 4 starters. When I was playing Gen 4 when I was little, I'd always pick Piplup, because my brother would tell me to. And Piplup, like, if we're talking about, like, the cute factor, out of all the, like, first evolutions, I think Piplup is number 1. And Empoleon? Yeah, Empoleon is this, like, penguin knight looking thing, plus water and steel is such a cool typing. I know some people were disappointed that it wasn't water ice, but I kind of think water steel is cooler. There's some cooler moves. Torterra is super cool. Like, the idea of having this turtle with this giant, like, ecosystem growing on its back is super cool to me, which makes me sad that there's never any Mega Torterra, because I would have always imagined that, like, this tree and some rocks would grow even bigger, and you'd have maybe, like, a whole actual ecosystem, like this giant turtle with, like, streams, rivers, waterfalls, you know, berry bushes, everything, maybe even, like, other mons living on top of him. I think that's super cool. Also, it reminds me of the Native American world turtle, the idea that the world is on top of a turtle's back, which kind of reminds me of this, and I think it's super cool. It makes me disappointed that Brilliant Diamond, and I don't even remember the other one because it's that irrelevant, but it makes me sad that these guys didn't get megas in those, because the Oras, they gave the Gen 3 some megas. And Turtwig itself is just really cute. I like turtles. Turtwig goes high. Looks like the grass starters are really stomping right now. I wonder if I have some sort of affinity. Chimchar? Okay. I was never a huge fan of Infernape, because I played Emerald before Gen 4, and so I already knew about Blaziken, and I thought this guy was just a ripoff of Blaziken. Straight up just firefighting again. And they're even kind of like slim, bipedal, and they just give him the same vibes. And I never liked him as much, but my friend, who is also trashing on Blaziken, was showing me Infernape. And if I take away the fact that Blaziken came first and I just put them side by side, I think Infernape's cooler than Blaziken. And like the fire hair fits more. Plus the whole Wukong going thing aesthetic, I think that's pretty cool. So I think I'd put him low A. Piplup? Oh, I already did Piplup. Where's this guy gonna go? Do I like him more than Torterra? No, but I like him more than Blaziken. Gen 5, okay. Gen 5 is probably the gen I've played the most. And so, nostalgia speaking, I love these guys, but I've also grown to hate them, because I kind of think they all kind of suck. First off, Serperior, like, is straight up just grass, which I think is super lame. I do think a giant grass snake is cool, but just the typing of grass is so lame. Like, they could have done grass bug, Or Grass Poison. Grass Poison would have been a cool typing. But now it's just pure grass, which sucks because I think the design is super cool. So I'll probably do that high B. And Embor. Okay, so he's another firefighting, but he has a different kind of look than Blaziken and Fernape, which I respect. It's not this slim, sleek fighter, it's some big fat guy, basically. And I think that kind of makes him stand out from the last two. But oh man, this would have been cool. Plus, I think I have the most nostalgia for this guy. I've used the most out of the Gen 5 starters. But do I actually think he's better than, say, Blaziken or even Venusaur? Yeah, I think I do. I think I like Embor a lot, actually. He's like the one I actually like. And then there's Samurai, which is so cool. Oh my god. Dude, look at this. It's a samurai. I don't even know what kind of sea creature. I'm not a marine biologist, but it's a samurai sea creature. That's just cool. And Duat? Okay, I was talking about how lame the other second evolutions are, but Duat's like the only good one. This is cool. He even has the shurikens. He has shells for shurikens. That is so cool. The issue I have with Samurott, though, is again, he's just water. That's so stupid. Wait, I gotta even look this up because it sounds too stupid to even be real. Yeah, it's just water. That's so dumb. I think he should have been a water steel. That makes the most sense. He's a samurai. He's got that little pointy thing on his head. But I guess maybe they thought if he was water and steel, it'd be either unbalanced or people would kind of think it's a bit lazy because they already had a water steel with Piplup. But they can't say that after they just did 3 firefightings in a row. For that, he's low B. Do I like him? No, even lower. Man, I'm just realizing now how much I really do hate Gen 2. Okay, Gen 6. I have a decent amount of opinions on Gen 6. And especially I have those opinions on the starters of Gen 6. First off, the positives. I think all the type matchups are super cool. A grass fighting, never been done before, very cool. Fire Psychic? That just sounds so cool. How can you not like a Fire Psychic? And then there's Water Dark. This guy, he has his own thing coming later. But for the first two, Chestnut's the weakest in my opinion. Not like in terms of actual strength, I actually have no idea. I've only ever played through this generation once. But he kind of looks the worst. He kind of looks the stupidest, in my opinion. I do think that the grass fighting is just too cool, though. Plus, his first evolution is kind of cute. Definitely better than... I should start moving some into S. I'm going to see which ones should go S. I think Trico... I think he's got to move down a bit. Turtwig goes my first into S. He is one of my favorite starters. I think Torterra is so cool. Fennekin was the first bipedal bait that I've ever experienced. Because when I pick my starters, I like to do it blind. I don't like looking up what their final evolutions look like because I think that's lame. I want to be able to experience it for the first time, firsthand. Which we'll see later why that was such a mistake. But for now, when I did Gen 6 for the first time, I chose Fennekin. Because I think Fennekin's first evolution looks super cool. I didn't know it would be a Fire Psychic. But then... oh, Delphox. I just do not like Delphox. Like, power-wise, I think I remember thinking that I liked it. Had good moves, and I really like Fire Psychic. That's such a cool... It's a Pyro Mage. It's basically the Dark Souls Pyromancy Pokemon. But man, does it just look stupid to me. I just don't think it looks good. Braxian's okay. Not as bad as Delphox, but I just prefer if they would have stayed on all fours. I think I'm being too harsh on the newer generations. Like, I'm talking about why I hate Delphox, but if I compare it to, like, some of the older stuff, like Gen 2, it's not terrible. I think... Man, I'm talking myself in my head into giving it a much higher ranking than I initially thought I'd put it at. Do I like it more than Blaziken? Surprisingly, I think I do. I think we'll put it in there for now. This is definitely one of those lists where I'm going to have to just go through at the end and swap stuff around. Froakie. Oh boy, okay. I never even used Greninja, because I only played through Gen 6 once, and it was Fennekin. But if I'm being honest, I genuinely think Greninja is one of the best design starters they've ever made. Period. Water Dark Frog Ninja? That's just cool. And it's shiny too. Right, and then the anime was kind of this like rogue badass. I mean, it's no secret, this is probably one of Game Freak's favorite as well, with how much spotlight it gets. But he's not one of my favorites, because I've never used him. So if I had used him, he'd probably be S, if I'm being honest. But I think he's A, just because I'm not very experienced with him. Rowlet, oh my god. Oh, the disappointment. This is my second big disappointment starter. I love Rowlet. I think a grass flying... I thought it would be a grass flying, right? An owl, that's so cool, and it's cute, and man, when I first saw him, I knew that 100% I was going to pick him over the other two starters. But when I first saw Decidueye, I was not a fan. At first, I didn't recognize the, like, Robin Hood aspect, so I think it grew on me. I think the archers are pretty cool. What is he? What type is he? What even type is he again? He's either dark or ghost. Okay, yeah, he's ghost. That's a super cool typing. Although I feel like dark makes more sense for him. But I don't know, maybe there's something I'm not seeing. But yeah, ghost is a really cool typing to match with not only grass, but starters in general. And he really did grow on me. I really didn't like him at first, but I can't stay mad at him. I think he's probably right here. I'm still negative on these new guys, and then I realize the old guys... A lot of us look at the old guys with rose-tinted glasses. Litten, one of the best names for a first evolution. Thank God Incineroar is not a firefighting. This thing just looks like a fighting. It's literally a wrestler, which is fighting. But Game Freak, someone took the cocaine out of Game Freak's bottle, and they decided, oh my god, we cannot have another firefighting. And they just slapped Dark, and then, because, I don't know, he's got black fur in some places. Dark. He's also in Smash Bros, which is really cool. This guy's pretty cool. I think if he was firefighting, he'd be one of the better firefightings. But I'm glad that he isn't. He's Fire Dark, which makes him even better. I think he goes right here. Okay, some people do not like Prismarina. They think Prismarina is too feminine. Which, I don't even understand that argument. That's kind of stupid. Poplio's okay as a first tier, but I think Prismarina is pretty cool. I really like this cool, angelic kind of design. And Water Fairy is just a really cool typing. Fairies, like, you know, it's a newer type, introduced in Generation 6, and this is the first time we've seen a starter incorporated with it. And I think it works pretty well. Plus, Fairy is just generally a strong type. I think it goes right here. Man, they're all going in A. So let me just clarify that to the left is better and to the right is worse. So even though they're all in A, I still think Rowley's better than Trico, but I still think Poplo is worse than Piplup. Grookey is like a child, banging on stuff with his little twig. I think Rillaboom is cool. He's got that cool hair. He's also just a big monkey. Ayo, if this was Grookey, then he would be an S tier. It does look kind of funny though when you just see Rillaboom just standing behind a drum kit. Like, it's weird for Pokemon to just have like tools like that. What I will give Rillaboom though, the greatest compliment I can give him, he has by far the best Gigantamax of all of its generation starters. Like, dude straight up gets a drum kit made of tree. That is cool. And it like fits thematically too. He's got the mini drum in his normal, and then Gigantamax gets a giant drum. Like, I don't know where the Fireball and Cinderace's Gigantamax came from. Oh, I think it's actually because they're supposed to be British. So I'm sorry. If I said soccer ball, I'm sorry to offend people, but I meant to say football. Because of the Gigantamax, I think that really brings Grookey up a bit. Normally, I think like normal Rillaboom and stuff is pretty low. Like, it's not bad, but I do like low B just because he's just kind of meh. But that drum kit brings him up to either, I'd say high B, above Chespin. This bozo is my arch nemesis. I think that his the first evolution in his line, Sobble, just him himself, that's pretty great. I think this is a great design. I think this has potential. I think this is really cool. When I played through Sword and Shield, I only did it once, and I never finished. And I picked Sobble, and again, I wanted to avoid spoilers, so I didn't look up any of the other evolutions, and that was the biggest mistake of my life. Look at this. Oh my god. What happened? How did it get this bad? It's so terrible. Look at this. Oh my god. It's so terrible. This is the reason I never finished Sword and Shield. I hate this guy. Also, the typing in this generation sucks. They're just pure typing, which is lame. Even Generation 1 didn't have just pure typings. Charizard was fire flying. They were trying to do this like James Bond aesthetic, because I think his Dex entry was like 007 or something, because he's the 7th generation, and the 00, he's the first of the start of the 7th generation, because the water is always the first one or something. I don't know. Either way, it doesn't make sense. That little funny haha inside joke just completely ruined this guy for the rest of his life. Like, have you seen his signature move? Look at this. He just like sprays water out of his finger like that one scene in Scary Movie 4. And Italian straight up just does this.
We're not so different after all.
It's disgusting. I think he might be one of my least favorite starters ever. And it's such a shame, because Sobble is so great, and they just ruined him forever. But now I gotta decide, is he worse than Chikorita? Chikorita's worse. It's just very meh, it's very mediocre. Like, this is just really boring, but it's not offensive to me. Like, I hate it because it's so dull and so boring and so uninteresting and just so nothing. But it's not offensive to me. This is offensive to me. This makes me feel hatred. Because of that, Sobble is the worst starter I've ever seen. And then Scorbunny, the fact that Cinderace is not a firefighting is not a pro, in my opinion, that everyone else makes it look out to be. Like, oh look, it's not a firefighting for the 5th time, and as if that's a pro, but to me, this looks like a firefighting, as if they wanted it to be a firefighting, but they were doing the whole pure one type evolution thing, and it just made it even more lame than it already is. Because now, not only is this is a firefighting Pokemon, except it's so lame they couldn't even give it the fighting. Looks like a female Blaziken. I was never into Cinderace. I think Scorbunny is cool, but Cinderace is just so It's just fire. It looks like a female Blaziken. It looks like it should be firefighting, but it's not even fighting, so it's just fire. It's just so mediocre. So boring. But it's not about a Chikorita, so I'm going to be putting it into probably C. I think I'd rather have Cinderace over Typhlosion, but not Totodile. Well, that's it. I can't really judge these guys fairly because we only know 1/3 of them. Now let me see if I can arrange some stuff around to make it a bit more definitive. This is it, and this is what I've come to the conclusion. Alright, I'm done with this lazy video. Alright. So yeah, that's about it. See ya.